The classroom buzzed with the low hum of restless students, a storm of whispers and mischief lingering in the air. Today was the day the new teacher, Ms. Amelia Rivera, would face her first real test. She had heard rumors of a class that thrived on chaos, students who had made even the most patient teachers break down. But nothing could have prepared her for the force that stormed through the door like a hurricane: Jake, the self-proclaimed leader, and his gang of relentless bullies. From the first second, Amelia felt the weight of their stares. Books were tossed onto desks, chairs dragged across the floor, and laughter pierced the quiet with sharp, mocking precision. She could see it in their eyes. They wanted to see her crumble, to feel the thrill of power over someone new, someone vulnerable. But Amelia had spent years training herself for this moment. Calm, measured, unflinching, she faced them, her voice steady. "Good morning, class. Let's begin." The first challenge hit like a tidal wave. Jake stood up, towering and confident, and announced loudly, "You don't even belong here. This class is ours. You'll never survive a day with us." The others snickered, whispering threats and plotting the next humiliation. For a moment, the room felt smaller, her chest tightening under the invisible pressure. But instead of responding with fear, Amelia chose a different path. She waited. She let silence grow heavy, the quiet becoming a mirror reflecting their own impatience and insecurity. Minutes turned into tense seconds. Amelia walked calmly to the board, her hand steady as she wrote a single question, something simple, yet calculated: "Who here can solve this?" The class erupted in laughter at the easy question, thinking it a trap. Jake smirked, ready to mock. But Amelia didn't rush. She gave him a look, not of anger, but of expectation. The silence that followed was suffocating, yet strangely hypnotic. Then, a small hand rose, not Jake's, not one of the obvious stars of mischief, but from Liam, a quiet boy at the back, often overlooked, often picked on. Amelia nodded, encouraging him to solve the problem. As Liam fumbled with the answer, the class watched, their laughter faltering, their confidence subtly shaken. Amelia's calm, unwavering attention shone like a spotlight on what mattered: effort, courage, and respect. That was just the beginning. Throughout the day, the challenges mounted: papers thrown at her, sarcastic remarks, whispered dares to sabotage her lessons. Yet every single time, Amelia responded not with anger or punishment, but with patience, understanding, and unshakable boundaries. She acknowledged mistakes, praised honesty, and subtly held Jake accountable without ever humiliating him in front of the class. Slowly, something incredible began to happen. The energy shifted. The bullies realized that their usual tactics were useless. They were no longer controlling her. By the end of the hour, the class had transformed from a battlefield into something approaching cautious respect. Jake's smirk faded into confusion. He didn't understand how someone so young, so seemingly vulnerable, could hold firm against the storm he thrived in. And then, in a quiet corner of the room, a moment that would change everything. He looked up at Amelia, eyes searching for a crack in her composure, and didn't find one. Instead, he saw calm, strength, and something unexpected: a hint of compassion. It took just 60 seconds during a simple exercise, a fleeting interaction in the chaos of the day, for Jake to realize he was powerless. That's when the shift happened. The arrogance, the mockery, the fear, it all dissolved into a hesitant, almost sheepish apology. I'm sorry," he muttered, the words foreign on his tongue. His gang followed, each offering their own quiet apologies, unsure but compelled by the undeniable truth: Amelia had broken through their walls without breaking herself. Amelia's victory wasn't loud or dramatic. There were no tearful confessions or over-the-top punishments. Her triumph was subtle, powerful, and deeply human. She had treated them like people, even when they hadn't deserved it, and in doing so, she showed them the strength of empathy paired with courage. That single day became the turning point, not just for her, but for an entire classroom, for students who would remember the teacher who faced chaos and didn't blink. And as the last bell rang, Amelia gathered her things, a quiet smile playing on her lips. She knew the journey wasn't over, there would be more challenges, more storms to weather. But today had proven something essential. Sometimes, real strength isn't in confrontation or fear, but in patience, respect, and unwavering belief in the potential of others. In that classroom, for that moment, the bullies learned the most important lesson of all: true power comes from compassion, courage, and the unshakable heart of someone who refuses to be broken.